Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with a new lesson, nervous system. And in this first I am going to do the introduction, that is, why do we need nervous system? Or what is the need of nervous system? Number one, nervous system keeps us informed about the outside world through the sense organs. So we are well informed about the surroundings, what is going on by the nervous system with the help of sense organs. Second, nervous system enables us to remember, to think and to reason out. So even it helps us to remember, to think and to reason out. And nervous system controls and harmonizes all voluntary muscular activities. So all the voluntary muscular activities, they are controlled by the nervous system, like running or even holding the book in your hand while you are reading. And fourth is, nervous system regulates involuntary activities such as breathing or beating of heart. And this all is done without our thinking, or you can say these activities are not under the control of our will. Then we come over to the neuron, and neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system, as the cell is the structural and functional unit of living organism. And in the previous chapter, respiratory system, we had done that the nephron is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. And at that time I told you that you can be asked differences between the nephron and neuron. And this neuron, it is even called the nerve cell body, and our nervous system consists of brain, spinal cord, sense receptors and a whole lot of nerves. And the brain and spinal cord are made up of neuron or the nerve cells. And now we are going to study about the structure of neuron, and this neuron consists of three main parts: nerve cell, dendrites and axon. Now nerve cell body, or perikaryon also it is called, and we even call it cytone. It has well-defined nucleus which is surrounded by granular cytoplasm, and the nerve cell has all cell organelles like the other cells. Only centrosome is absent because the nerve cells, they don't have the ability to divide. Nerve cells, once damaged or destroyed, cannot be reformed, or the nerve cells do not have the ability to divide. Then dendrites, these are branched cytoplasmic projections of the nerve cell body, and they conduct impulses to the cytone. And these are the dendrites, which are the cytoplasmic projections of the nerve cell body, and they conduct the impulse to the cytone. And third part is the axon, and it is a long process of the cell body. It varies in size from few millimeters to even a meter long, as in case of elephant. And in most neurons, the axon is surrounded by a sheath, an insulating sheath. Insulating sheath means this sheath does not allow the messages to get mixed up, or the impulses to get mixed up. And it is called the myelin sheath or medullary sheath, and this medullary sheath is surrounded by outermost thin sheath which is called neurolemma. And this myelin sheath has gaps throughout its length. These are called the nodes of Renwier. And some of the axons, they are branched, and those branches are called collaterals. And the end portion of the axon are swollen, bulb-like, and they contain the chemical which is called the acetylcholine, which is the neurotransmitter. Acetylcholine is present in those solenoids, and the axon terminal of one nerve cell lies in close contact with the dendrites of the other nerve cell. If you see here, the axon of one cell lies in close contact with the dendrite of another cell. And these two cells or the two neurons don't join each other. And where the dendrites of one are in close contact with the axon of the other, there is a slight gap between the two, and it is known as synaptic cleft. And that point of contact between the two nerve cells is called synapse. Now, next is some definitions which are related to nervous system. First one is stimulus. Stimulus is an agent or a sudden change of the external or internal environment that results in a change in an organism or any of its body parts. So, stimulus is any change in the environment which results in the change in an organism or any part of the organism, like sound, light, heat, pain, hunger. Next is response. The change in an organism resulting due to stimulus. So, the change which is caused in an organism due to stimulus is called response. Impulse, a wave of irritability, that is electrical disturbance, that sweeps over the nerve cell. So, impulse is the wave of irritability which sweeps over the nerve cell. Receptors, the specialized epithelial cells which on receiving the stimulus set up a wave of impulse towards the central nervous system. So, receptors are special type of epithelial cells which when receive the stimulus, they set up an impulse and send it towards the nervous system. For example, photoreceptors, that is sight, are responsible for sight, phonoreceptors for sound, thermoreceptors for the temperature, and olfactory receptors for smell, and so on, present in our sense organs. Next one is effectors, muscles or glands which on receiving the impulse. So these effectors are the muscles or glands which when they receive the impulse from the brain or the spinal cord contract or secrete substances. So you can say effectors are those muscles or glands which when receive the impulse from the brain perform their action. So this much for today.